Namaste, fellow yogis. Welcome to the 20-minute core and breath practice. 20 minutes goes fast. I usually go over. What we're going to perhaps tackle a little bit today is the back body, okay? Triceps and glutes. Really important in your lumbar spine, especially your lumbar spine. A lot of us really tend to flex forward and are stuck in that position, but going back, that's the challenge. So make sure you have all of your yoga paraphernalia. I don't know if we're going to use the blocks, the bolster, the strap, and the blanket, but most often I like to have all of my stuff very handy within the proximity of my yoga mat. Okay, so first of all, just sit comfortably. For those who are new to this, literally be in your sovereignty, your truth, no pushing and shoving. This is for recovery. Do your best. You may learn slowly with the beginner mind until you start to hear the cues and get the cues. Choose not to be overwhelmed. Instead, choose to be open in the now moment. Okay, so first thing is the sound of Om. It is the universal sound of love and light, of consciousness. I do like to start each practice with the sound of frequency of that. And if it is uncomfortable for you to chant, it's okay. Compost. But you'll find yourself going Om, Om Namah. So let's do this. Hands together in prayer. Prayer meaning setting the intention for the here now moment, to be here now doing this, to be this. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And then let's chant one big beautiful Om. Deep breath in. Good. Blinking your eyes, releasing your hands. Yep, we're going to start in prone. Work in the back body. So a lot of you, if you have pubises that are a lot higher than your hip bones, you might want to have a blanket across the center of your mat. And I'll show you what that looks like. So these are my yoga blankets, and you can totally get those online. Just like that. Coming onto your tummy in a prone position, stacking your hands so that your middle finger touches the wrists on either side. And when you stack your hands, you can rest your forehead so the nose breathes. And I'm just going to show you because a lot of people in the studio, I can see them doing it and they're not getting it. I don't know why. So your nose is breathing. The nose is not on your hands. Wrist, middle finger. See? They're stacked. Just like that, lamination. So once you find that position, just allow your knees to bend and windshield wipe your legs. Just like that. Feel your lower back already? I know you do. And then from there, let's just still the legs, fully extending them. Point the toes. Feel the length of them. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Lengthen your tail towards your heels. And laminate your forehead to your hands. And this is where it gets tricky. You're going to start to elevate your forearms, your face, your hands. But your head is glued to your hands. So you're just lifting up enough that you feel your rectus spine and your lower back. So this stuff is active right now. Stuff. So we're going to hold this, but not your breath. So breathing in and out through your nose. Only going up as high as you can. Keep your feet down for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release down. If you feel uncomfortable and claustrophobic with your face down, you could turn your cheek, bend your knees, and windshield wipe. And we're going to dance right into this again. Okay, so just taking a little break, then restructure your legs, restructure your hands, laminate it, forehead to your hands, squeeze those legs together, press your feet down when you're ready, elevate, so your palms come up just as much as your elbows, they're all in one straight line, and you're only going as high as you can keep your neck neutral, so you're not flexing your neck or extending your neck back, your neck is neutral for another 5. Press your feet down for 4, lengthen through the crown of the head for 3, contract your quads for 2, and then slowly exhale, bring it down, bend your knees, and of course you can put the other cheek on your hands and windshield wipe. Breathe that breath, and we're going to dance right into that again. So when you're ready, secure, and you can go at your own pace. You don't have to follow me. Once you do that, and switch out your hand so the other hand is on top, just to do it differently. And when you're ready, let's press those feet down, elevate through the palm of the hands and rising up for 5, Squeeze those legs together for 4. Point through the toes for 3. Extend through the crown of the head for 2. And then slowly release it down, the head that is. Bend your knees, and voila, you're there. So the next one we're going to do, it's a little trickier. You're gonna slide your hands to your lowest ribs, and we're gonna work the upper arms, the back of the arms, the triceps. Curl your toes under, secure your toes and your knees, keep your neck neutral. Hands, find your lowest ribs right here, and make sure your wrists are in extension just like this. Grab the mat with your hands. Think about taking the mat towards your toes, towards your hands, and then lifting your pubis. We're gonna press up into knees, toes, and hands until you look like you're in tabletop. Then we're gonna go back forward again. So I'm coming forward through the shoulders, past my fingertips. Keep the belly button in, bend the elbows, and we're not gonna go all the way down. We're gonna slowly come halfway, press back up, and move back. If you need to come all the way and then press back up, or do less of a forward fold. So once again, we're practicing. So I'm coming forward, extending through the neck, bending my elbows at right angles. I'm only going as far as I can maintain my press back up. So you're bending and extending in the knees and the shoulders and the elbows. Take your time. Some of you are right here and that's enough. Some of you are going all the way to your chest touches and then back up again. Slow it down so you're not using momentum and that you're truly using your breath. So it could be a in-breath towards the floor, keep those shoulders back, and then exhale towards your thighs. So do a couple more of these. There's no way around it. The intention is to work through the sticky, hard stuff and then pressing it back. You got it. And then doing that again one more time. Or as many times as you want. Make sure you're not pushing and throwing yourself back with momentum. Fantastical. Good. And now sit back on your shins. The next one, we're going to take the bolster and remind yourself, if you don't have a bolster, you haven't bought one online, you don't know where to get one, king size pillow rolled up sideways, tie it, and I literally made my own wraps, okay? So when you're ready, you're gonna plant your pubis onto that bolster. Fall over. No, you don't want to fall over. Take your arms out in front of you in a sphinx position. So notice my elbows are not behind my shoulders. They're not under my shoulders. They're ahead of my shoulders. Grab the yoga mat or the floor. Squeeze your legs together. Make sure your pubis is on it and your belly is off. So my belly's right here. I'm going to knit the belly button in. I'm going to squeeze my legs together. And then what I'm going to do is keep my chest lifted, neutral neck. And I'm going to lift through the balls of my feet, straight legs first. Then I'm going to bend my knees, really spreading my toes, staying here neutral, toning belly, neutral neck. And I'm going to lift my knees higher. And I'm going to pulse them up for a higher position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release. And you can just relax down. So we're hitting the whole back body. Now, some of you have been working with me for a while, and some of you have perhaps gained quite an amount of strength, and you want to add a little bit more resistance. So any kind of dumbbell, tiny dumbbell or dumbbell that you want to use, being at the back of your mat, and you can offer that up too. So if you haven't been there yet, please do not go past what you have not begun to do yet. Do it without a dumbbell. So first of all, pubis is down on the bolster. I like to squeeze the weight between my feet. Your arms are secure. Remember, know your cues. Forearms. And then when you're ready, knit the belly button in, neutral neck. And when you lift the legs and then bend the knees, right, you're going to pulse up for 10, 9, 8, it's tiny movement, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then surrender. Okay, so playing with the very shortening and the extension of the muscles. I just lost that. So take a moment, because we're going to do this in threes. Once again, those who are not using a weight, please begin without first, because it's keeping your knees together. Yeah, so probably didn't really mention enough of that. Once your pubis is down, your forearms are in sphinx, your neck is neutral. Whether your legs are toned in together, keep your knees as close together as possible. If you have a weight, you're gonna bend your knees already just to hold that weight securely. And everyone, elevate your knees at the height of your hips, wherever you are, bend your knees down, and now squeeze your knees together and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then surrender. Tiny movements. And that contracts the glutes, the hamstrings, and everything else. So when you're ready, take your hands at your lowest ribs, curl the toes, knees and hands, neutral neck, press up, tabletop, sink back into your heels. Now we're gonna remove that bolster, come all the way back into tabletop. This time we're gonna lift the feet up off the mat, squeeze them together, your knees are hip distance apart, knit the belly button and extend through the crown of the head, and we are going to playfully move through that chaturanga. So look at carefully, I'm going to move forward, bending my elbows and lifting my shoulders until my pubis touches, and then press back again. Okay, so you're really keeping your chest up. I need to move my hands further back. So you want your hands to be at your lowest ribs when you do eventually come down. So as I move through this, pubis, keep my shoulders lifted, and back up again. Pubis, belly, whichever one hits first. Okay, so we're not using momentum, we're using pure strength. Keeping your neck neutral, down you go, and up you go. You'll notice my hands are as wide as my mat. I can bring them further back even. And you'll start to play with your dynamics. So side body long, meaning hips to armpits, shoulders are lifted. I'm bending and I'm lowering my pubis and then pressing it back, up and back. 2 more of those. Neck is neutral, very important. You're looking straight at the mat when you do it. Your shoulders are broadening. Yes, you got it. And you're using your strength to press back. I'm gonna do 1 more of those. So taking your time, this is all about recovery. The more you can slow it down, the more intentions, and the better off you're gonna be. Beautiful, just like that. And then exhale into your child's pose. Stack your hands, waddle your hips down, let your forehead relax. Breathe that breath. Fantastical. Loving that. On your next in and out breath when you're ready, we're gonna set that structure once again, fully extending tabletop. Lift the feet. This time we're gonna go all the way down. So slowly make your way all the way down until your pubis touches, shoulders are back still. Plantar, flex your feet. You're still lifting your shoulders. Extend through the crown of the head so your neck is neutral. Look straight at the mat. And then reach your arms straight back. Palms face your hips. Keep on rolling your shoulders back. So everybody get into your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Extend through the crown of the head. And now squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Bring your big toes to touch. And now lift not only your shoulders, but your straight legs from the toes to the pubis for 10. Feel the length of your spine for 9. You're breathing for 8. Your shoulders are rolling back for 7. You're toning your belly button in for 6. You're smiling for 5. You're spreading your fingers for 4. Your arms are contracting back for 3. And you're feeling groovy for 2. And then exhale and completely surrender. Stacking hands in front of you, bending your knees, and windshield wiping. So we're gonna hit it again. Playfully, learning at the beginning for beginner mind is to set the intentions to continue to practice. Be in the moment, set that intention, thy will to will, and eventually it becomes a very easy practice. And then you add to it. So let's do it again. Full legs, arms straight back, shoulders lifted, neck is neutral. When you're ready, squeeze those legs and lift through shoulders and legs for 10. So you're really feeling the length of your fingers and toes and the wrapping of your shoulders towards the spine. That's 876. And that neutral neck, so you're looking straight at the mat. You're really engaging, like you're hugging the whole backside of your body together without bending your knees. So you're floating through the balls of your feet. Did we hit 10 yet? And then when you're ready to exhale and slowly release down, I like to stack my hands the non-habitual way, bend my knees and windshield wipe. And you'll start to feel lower back stuff. Now, if it's getting triggered, chances are there's a lot of recovery to recover from. So be patient, because we're gonna do that one more time. Set your intention to your best ability. Squeeze those inner thighs, reach to the crown of the head, lift the front of your shoulders, and now take flight. So we're lifting all the extremities up as high as you can without bending your knees and pressing through the balls of your feet like you're pressing on a gas pedal. Really knit the belly button in and playfully roll those shoulders back as your neck stays neutral. Look straight at your mat. Yeah, you're playing with this one. You're really feeling like a superhero, aren't you? Good. And then slowly exhale and completely dismantle that. Give yourself some little reprieve there. Whew. Yeah, lovely. Nicely done. Simplicity, keeping it simple and real. Now let's play with that. Taking your hands to your lowest ribs, once again, curling those toes under, lifting the front of your shoulders, keeping your neck neutral. Think hands, knees, and toes. Lift your pubis with all your strength, isometrically dragging your wrists towards your toes, toes towards your wrists. Press up into your tabletop. Plantar flex your feet. Sit all the way back into your shins and let that lower back get some lengthening. Breathe, exhale. So letting that breath go, noticing where you're at with that one. Good job, everyone. And then on your next in and out breath, come back up into your tabletop. So coming up into tabletop, I'm just going to move myself onto the yoga mat. And this time we're going to hover the knees. So we're working our triceps, the back of your arms, and finding the isometrics of pressing the floor away with the root of your finger pads and base knuckles, creating a suction cup with the palm of your hands. So get your hands at least as wide as your mat. Knit that belly button in and then hover your knees just a couple of inches and keep your neck neutral for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then extend your right leg straight, keeping that left knee hovering, counting for another 10, 9. You can lower the knee if you need to, especially at the beginner. So you're really toning that belly. Are we counting down? You've got it. And then we're going to extend the left leg completely straight. So you're pressing the floor away, you're extending your neck, pressing your heels back, knitting the belly button in. You're playfully in this position. And isometrics is a great way to practice core strength. So dragging your heel of your wrists towards your toes, vice versa. Let's slowly lower and hover the right knee. So just hover it for another 10. You've got this. Stay with your breath. Keep the neck extending forward. The front body's contracting. It's the back body that's really going, oh, wait, I gotta hold myself up too. And then slowly lower your right knee and your left knee to come together in Virasana and rise up. So really finding the simplicity of exercising within a short period of time, mindfully using your breath and setting the intentions, okay? Now we're going to do another back exercise, but laying supine facing the ceiling. Swing your legs out in front of you. Bring your heels to the very edge of your yoga mat. Slowly, we're going to bend the knees first to sit up nice and tall, and then arms out in front of you, and then slowly straighten your legs as you tone the belly and round your spine slowly. Squeeze your legs together, point through the balls of the big ball mounds of your toes as you slowly feel the abdominals, front body contract as you roll out onto your back body. Good. Adjust your head and shoulders. And this particular one, it's a lift of the hips here. So dig your heels down, tuck your arms under straight arms. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. So what you want to do is engage your rhomboids, your shoulder blades, press the head down and arms straight down. Your palms are like suction cups. Your legs are straight. Squeeze them together. And then from here, as you press into your skull, chin tucked in towards the notch of your throat, you're already looking and feeling like a pencil. Hug everything from the peripheral into your midline. Squeeze and hug yourself like you're giving yourself a hug. Keep those legs together. Keep the breath fluid through the nose, Ujjayi breathing, or Darth Vader breath for Star Wars fans, and or oceanic voice sound through the sinuses. Keep that breath rhythmically moving. Then feel the tone of everything. Heels, head, shoulders, and arms. Now elevate your hips by lengthening the tailbone as you Ujjayi breathe through the nose. And literally, I'm just like a little bridge off the floor.
I'm contracting my back body to lift, pressing into my skull, digging into my heels, pressing my arms into the floor, creating this huge banana like shape. And then slowly dismantle shoulders, lower bum, and relax. Feel the back body? This really tones all of those deeper muscles. And again, we're going to do this in 3, so 2 more. Set the intention. The breath is the most important. Arms squeeze together, legs squeeze together like a pencil. Heels dig down, head digs down. When you're ready, you're lengthening your tailbone, lengthening it towards your heels to hover the hips up for 10. As you breathe for 9. As you smile for 8. As you lengthen for 7. As you flex your feet for 6. As you spread your toes for 5. As again you squeeze your inner thighs for 4. Yeah, you're feeling it too. And then slowly dismantle. You notice my counting is never on. And then bending your knees, slowly inviting them up towards your chest. And go, whoa. And then hug them in. Oh, rock on the backside. Open up your arms. And just give yourself a gingerly twist. So you're just dropping the legs in any way that you want. From side to side. Let your knees be higher than your hips. You're going to feel all kinds of lower back stuff. Let your face move in the opposite direction of your knees. Getting right into that. Good. And then eventually flop over to one side using your arm as a pillow. I love this practice. Take a moment just to celebrate you in the now moment of all that back work, slowing it down. And then when you're ready to present that top leg and that top arm to press yourself up, just like that, into your cross-leg seated position, or any seat position that works for you. I like to sit on my bolster. And when you are in that position where you feel comfortable, we come back to the here now of course, in every moment, the breath. What is the breath feeling like right now? Can you move that breath? So the intention for recovery, yoga, mindfulness, movement, awareness, the willingness, the intention, all are packaged in this practice. I've learned over the past 30 years that less is more, and being erratic and in your mind and chasing your tail, you find yourself at that same spot again, doing it over and over again. I had a dream last night, and it was an answer to a question. It was like a matrix glitch. There was something, I'm like, how come I keep on arriving back at this spot? And the cat was over there, literally like the matrix. And I saw the tail end, and then the person said to me, well, stop repeating the same, say, neurosis, neurotic, narcissistic, egotistical variation of yourself then. It's like, what? So when we stop and start really clearly paying attention to where our intentions are leading us, in a sense, are you joyfully content even when there's pain and discomfort, meaning happenings in the outer world that we have zero control over, but you do have control over how you respond and how you maybe perhaps feel the love, the joy, even during difficult times. So stay tuned. Each episode, more philosophy, more insights, and if you have any questions or want to practice, if you live locally one-on-one, give me an email. I'm here for you. From my light to your light, namaste everybody. May you feel the practice. Om Namah Shivaya. And maybe you could use a little restore and breath practice. We'll see you there in that episode.